So, day one. We're going to solve equations. What it tells us to do first is to distribute. Can't make this up. Alright, I was trying. So first we are going to distribute. Alright, so if we distribute, let's rewrite what we're able to rewrite. So 18 equals, what gets distributed?
For the 2.
The 2. So 2 times 3x?
6.
6x.
2.
And then 2 times 1 is just 2. Good. You guys know I didn't just combine 3x plus 1, right? You guys know I can't do that, right? Alright. So, next it's going to tell me to combine like terms. Oh, let's do it again. Combine like terms. What are my like terms here?
6 and 2.
6x and 2x. So, I have 18 equals, what's 6x minus 2x? 4x plus 2. Alright, next I'm going to move my variable to the left side. Or, I like going to the positive side. You don't really have to do the left side. Just make it easier for yourself. Whatever is positive, move it there. Alright, in this case, my variable is okay, so we don't have to move that. Then it says to undo PEMDAS. That means I need to get rid of, if I want to solve for x, what do I do first? What needs to go?
The plus 2.
Yep, that plus 2. What's the opposite of plus 2?
Sure.
Well, this is us undoing PEMDAS. We're just working backwards. So 18 minus 2?
16.
16, which equals 4x.
Divide by 4.
Divided by 4. And x equals
4.
4. Good. On a scale of 1 being really easy, 5 being really hard, where do you find yourself there? 1 to 5. Was it really easy? Put a 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so this says undo plus and minus before you undo division and multiplication. You understand that because you know how to solve equations. And I'm sure you know because I know who you have for teachers. Alright, so let's look at these examples. Let's do the first one together. If I want to solve for b, what needs to go first?
3.
Alright, 3. How do I get rid of this negative 3?
Add.
We're going to add 3 to both sides. So I have 8b is equal to what? Almost.
Negative 6.
Negative 6. Alright? Now I still want b by itself, so how do I undo 8 times b?
Divide by 8.
We're going to divide it by 8. Alright? You can leave your answer as a fraction if you want, or you can write it as a decimal. Your decimal would be what? Someone tell me. 7.5. Alright, I want you guys to do 2 and 3. Go ahead, knock them out. Alright, so let's do number 2. Who did this one? Who feels good about doing this one? Alyssa?
Subtract 1.
No, you can just tell me how to do it.
3. Subtract 7.
Okay, subtract 7 from each side.
Equals negative 5.
Negative 5 is equal to,
Negative 5.
huh?
Divide by negative 5. Is equals 1.
You guys get it? That A was 1?
Or 8.
Good. Alright, good. Alright, number 3, a little different. A negative 2/3 d plus 3 equals 11. So I'm going to subtract 3 first from both sides. And I'm left with negative 2/3 times d equals 8. Right? How do I get rid of that negative 2/3? There's 2 ways to do this. You can do what?
Multiply 3.
So you did multiply by 3, and then you divide it by negative 2. You can do that, but let's do it in all one step, okay? If I do it all in one step, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to flip it and make it negative 3/2. And that's what I'm going to multiply by. Doing it your way definitely works. It's just an extra step in. Okay? You can times 3 and then divide by negative 2, same thing. So on the left side, this is gone, that's gone. So I'm left with d equals 8 times negative 3, which is negative 24, divided by 2, which equals negative 12. You guys get negative 12? You can also just put that right into your calculator. 8 times parentheses negative 3/2. All right, good. Let's look at the special cases. Special cases are, oh, I get what this is. Special cases are ones that sometimes we do all the work correct, but we don't get an actual answer. So if I distribute 3 to x, I get 3x, and then 3 with 2, I get 6. And then 3x plus 6. Can I do anything with this problem? No, because it's basically the same thing equals the same thing. My answer is going to be what? Anyone know or remember?
16.
What does this mean?
All
All real numbers, right? That's my answer, all real numbers. You want to write the special R, you can, you just need an extra line with your R. Alright, take a look at number 5. I'm going to subtract 2. So I'm left with x equals x plus 2. I want to get my x to the other side, so I subtract x. What am I left with on the left side?
For 2.
Nope.
1.
X minus x?
0.
0. Imagine it's like 2 minus 2, right? There's nothing left. Is it possible for 0 to equal 2? No, 0 equals 0. So this is no solution. You can write it all out if you want to, just to have fun. So that means that we did all of our work right, but there's no solution. All right, so Carl's team score is 39 points. This was 1 point less than Todd's team score. Find Todd's team score, define your variable, write the algebraic equation, and solve. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with what I know for sure. I know for sure that Carl's team scored what?
39.
39 points. So off to the side, I want you to write K equals 39. Sometimes the hardest part of a word problem is just knowing how to set it up. All right, well, let's read the next sentence. Go sentence by sentence. When it says this was 1 point less than Todd's team score, what is this? What are they referring to?
The school. Carl's
score, right? So this is talking about, it's talking about Carl, okay? So that means I'm going to have Todd's team score. Oh wait, this was 1 point less than Todd. So K equals, this is my equation, 1 point less than Todd's team score. So let's call Todd T. How do I show 1 point less? Subtract how many? 1. Good. That's my equation. It's 1 point less. So they want us to find Todd's team score, define your variable, do all the good stuff. All right, so for K, I'm going to write what?
39.
What was Todd's team score?
30.
Remember, Carl's team scored 1 point less than Todd's, so it'll be 40. Yep. So now we know that Carl's score was 39, Todd's score was 40. And it makes sense because Carl was 1 point less. All right, so let's take a second and look at number 7. Evaluating functions. All right, a function can be thought of as a machine that assigns each input to one output. Alright, so function notation. If something is written in function notation, we know that the relation described by the equation must be a function. Alright, so this little bracket thing here, what's under that f of x is showing another way to have a function. It does not mean f times x, it reads f of x. Those parentheses mean of. What comes after it is your rule. Okay, sometimes we'll have different letters here, like F, G, H, C, that'd be C of x. Huh? Yeah, it's a variable, but it's, I don't want you guys to just get caught up on that being the function. It could be a G and it's still the same thing. Alright, and so this is what number to plug into the function. So what that means is whatever is here, whatever variable is here, that's going to tell us, or whatever number is there, that tells us what number to plug in for our function. Okay, let's try the first one. Number 1, it says use the function machine to find f of x. Pretty soon we'll be doing this all in Desmos. Alright, so they give us f of 3. Where do we think that 3 is going to be plugged into? My x. So that means I have 2 times 3 minus 6. Someone give me an answer. Like if it's here, calculator, just write it out. You get 0, because 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. Alright, number 2, use the function machine to find f of x. Same thing. It's My function is f of -4. That -4 gets plugged into my function. So that means I have 5 minus, in parentheses, -4. What is 5 minus -4? Is it 9 or is it 1? Are you guys putting it in parentheses? How did you do it, Joshua?
Google, no.
So there's 5. Okay, I'll also notice that sometimes you guys get confused with the minus and the negative. Make sure this is a minus. Make sure that this is a negative sign.
Yeah.
You should get 9. Good. All right, I want you guys to do the last 3 on your own. Calculate each of the following, give the functions below. So you have your f function and you have your g function. So make sure you pay attention. This is f of x. That's g of x. So if you look at A, B, and C, A is asking you for f of x, correct? B is asking for f of x. C is asking for g of x. Take about 3 minutes to do that. As you're working, I'm going to work, and you can check your answers with mine. Check your answers with my answers. How'd you guys do? Okay, if you're still working, that's perfectly fine. Keep working. I just want you guys to understand exactly what the process was up here, so you can check your work. For some of these, you can just plug it right into your calculator.